Well, first of all, hi guys, hope you guys doing well. What's up? Again, my name is Michael, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about perseverance, about motivation, about empathy, and especially about resilience. Resilience is a very, very important word for me. And even though, even though you see me here today, you see me on the picture, and I look really nice, and really well, underneath that, I had a lot of very challenging period in my life, very hard periods in my life. And I'm here to talk about that with you guys today, all right? I'm gonna separate this in 3 sections where I'm gonna talk about myself before 2018. I know it seems far. During 2018 and later on. And you'll see after that later on, you'll understand, you're gonna see how it all come together. So first off, before 2019, this is me. You can see I look in good shape. I was in the best shape of my life. I was working out a lot. I had a great relationship, great job. I was also working for La Ville de Montréal, for the city. And I'm also a part-time actor. So I do a lot of background acting, and I appeared on several TV shows. Like, do you guys know about the show Stat?
Yes. Oh, yes, yes.
I was on Stat. I appeared on Stat. I appeared also on, you guys know the Indéfendable?
Oh, yes.
Indéfendable. I also appeared on Indéfendable. I was also on Voté Bougon, which was a while ago. And I've done also several commercials. And I've done a lot of shows in French. So I was doing all of that and everything was going well. You can see me again, another picture of me just to show how I was someone that's very expressive, very charismatic. Again, everything was well, everything was great. And I even talk about commercials. I even appeared sometime in a bus booth where they put the commercials on the bus, at the bus stop. Well, that's a picture of me showing myself in another commercial again. So again, I was doing all of that. I was enjoying myself. But then 2019 came. And I started to feel weird. I was having a lot of tingling going through my body. And I didn't know why. You know, like sometimes maybe you hurt yourself and you have some tingling, but me, it was all over my arms, all over my legs. But I mean, you guys know how it is in Quebec in winter. It's always cold, it's humid, it's very frigid. So I said to myself, okay, maybe it's the weather, it's cold, you know. So I'm doing too much. I gotta take it cool, I'm gonna relax a little bit. I'm just gonna focus on my job. But with time, I was getting worse and worse. In fact, just to show you how bad I was about to become, okay, who here has a dog at home? A dog or a cat? Okay, cool. Well, at that time, I had a small little pug, a cute little dog. In fact, I'm gonna show it to you right now. Oh. Those were my dogs before. You see, a pug is small, so it's easy to pick up. Anybody here can pick up a pug. But at that time, I was feeling weak, so I had to take all my strength just to pick up the pug from the ground and lay him on the bed. Like, again, the pug is small, so that's not normal. Like, I know something was wrong. So I started to go and see my doctor and say, okay, well, is there something wrong with me? Like, I started to do some tests, blood work, urine work, scans, all of that stuff. And they couldn't find nothing. They said, no, Michael, you're fine. I don't see what's wrong. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure something's wrong with me. Something's weird. But again, they couldn't find nothing. Oh, by the way, before I continue, if you guys have any questions during the speech, you can raise your hands up anytime. So, this is, we're we're talking to each other here, so there's no problem anytime. So again, yeah, so I started to feel weird, and I started to feel weirder and weirder and weirder, to the point that even at my job, I stopped working at my job because I couldn't drive any vehicles. At my job, I work for the city, Ville de Montréal, and I drive trucks. But if I'm starting to feel weak, it's not really good for me to drive big trucks, because I don't want to, get into an accident and hit somebody or hit a car, God forbid. So I took a break from that. Started to get worse and worse, and finally, my doctor saw me again and he said, okay, you're walking like an old man. This is not good. We have to bring you to the hospital and you have to go get examined. So on March 29th, 2019, I still remember that day like it was yesterday. I went to the doctor. First of all, he made me sit down on the chair. And you guys know that test where they take that hammer and they whack it on your leg? So, so he took the hammer and he started to slam it on my leg. And normally, the way that it works is that once he hits your leg, your leg, by reflex, it goes up. Well, my leg didn't move at all. So it was hitting, nothing was working. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. You hit the other leg, still not working. So he looked at me and he told me in French, Monsieur Pierre-Charles, ça va pas bien en ce moment. Il faut qu'on fasse d'autres tests sur vous. On va vous garder ici à l'hôpital pour quelques jours, puis on va continuer à faire d'autres examens. Peut-être qu'il va rester une semaine ou deux. On va voir. I was scared, but then I was like, okay, you know what? They'll figure it out. I will be fine. Well, that 2 weeks that he mentioned, finally it ended up being 9 months at the hospital. 9 months. 9 mois. Just to give you an idea of 9 months, all of you guys started school in September and you guys gonna finish school in June. That's 9 months. So I spent all of that time inside of the hospital. So going from room to room, hospital, to neurology center, to hospital again, to rehab, all of that inside of a building the whole time, never at home. 9 months. 9 months is very long. That was the worst period of my life. That was, like, I can't even explain it. Like, I hope that on nobody. Like, imagine you kids, you guys are here, everybody's moving, you guys can go and jump and play and do whatever you want. But imagine we take you away from where you are right now, we put you in the hospital, and you guys stay in the hospital for 9 months. Not a good image, eh? No, it sucks. It definitely sucks. So it was very hard on me. And maybe you guys are thinking, okay, well, Mike, what did you have? I gotta tell you what I have, and it's gonna sound confusing in the beginning, but I have chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy. Yeah. Or CIDP for short. Trust me, I got the same face as you guys the first time I heard it. I was confused. Basically, the condition that I have is my nerves auto-attacking itself. So we all got veins in our body, nerves in our body. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show you even a better example here. So let's just take something really simple like this. A simple cable. We use this, we plug our phones, we plug our iPads, very simple. Let's pretend this is your nerves, okay? So for you to charge your phone, the signal from here has to go all the way to here to plug to your phone. Makes sense? Well, let's say that this whole part is, getting chipped in, it's starting to get, broken. Well, then the signal's not gonna go through. You're gonna play with the cord, like we all do with our phones. You try to plug it in, it doesn't work, then you try to fix it in the right position. Well, it's kind of like what happened with me. So the signal from the brain, it goes all the way to your nerves, to whatever body part that you want it to work. Like you want to raise your hand, And then the signal goes from your brain all the way to your hand. Raise your hand, lift your leg, all of that stuff. Well, the signal wasn't going through. So when I'm trying to raise my hand, I can't raise my hand all the way up. So I raise partially up. Then I raise halfway, then a quarter. Then I can't raise it at all. And that happens everywhere around your body. So we got nerves everywhere. It lives in your arms, it lives in your hands, your lungs, your legs, any body part you can think of, you got a signal that goes through your lips, your eyes, everything. So the signal wasn't going through. So what happened to me after a while, I was paralyzed. You guys know what paralyzed it means, right? Yeah. So I was paralyzed. Or you could say legume, any jargon. So I was just sitting on the chair with the belt because I can hold myself so I can fall down, kind of like a safety belt. And I was on a wheelchair for most of the time, just staying like that. And I could maybe move my head, move my shoulder, move a little bit, like maybe like a finger or two, but I couldn't move anything else. And I was pretty much on a chair for the whole time. That I was, not the whole time, but for a good portion of the time I was at the hospital. Now maybe you're wondering, okay, well, how do you eat? How do you get by when you're at the hospital? Well, since you're paralyzed, I can't do nothing. So someone has to be there to feed me. Remember when you guys were babies? And that's a long time ago, but you had your parents feeding you, giving you that baby food, the Gerber, like, oh, say be cute. Well, that's kind of what happened to me. Without the cute part, because I didn't look cute at all. In fact, I'm going to show you a picture of what I look like. Be ready. Your discretion is advised. So this was me initially when I started at the hospital. Like you see a bunch of hospital food, some puree, yuck. Hospital food is not great, by the way. Just telling you that. And after a while, when I was really at my lowest, I was like this. So you guys remember the picture in the beginning? I'm there, like flexing my muscles, looking all swole and everything. Well, I went all the way up at my peak, weighing 170 pounds, looking great. And in this picture, I weigh barely 120 pounds. So I know you guys are in grade 6, you guys know your math. 170, 120, that's like 50 pounds difference. They leave what? That's a lot. Yeah. So I lost a lot. Like obviously, I lost all my muscles. I was completely atrophied. I had nothing at all. Of course, I couldn't move. I couldn't eat properly. I couldn't eat like real food like everybody else. I was eating puree. So I went all the way down. I looked like that when I was at my lowest. So even like still looking at this image there, I still remember like back, it was yesterday. It was yeah, it's shocking. It was really hard. Again, like I said before, that was the worst period in my life, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I had no idea, because they tried to do a lot of tests on me. Any test you can think of, they tried it. They've a previous picture, you can see that there was something in my neck. It's called dialysis. They tried that didn't work. They tried a biopsy, that didn't work. They injected so many needles in me, it's like if I was a junkie. It still didn't work. Finally, the doctor said that, okay, you know what? We might have a solution for you. And he mentioned the C word. You guys know what the C word is? Chemotherapy. Do you guys know a little bit of chemotherapy? La chimiothérapie. Like everybody that, maybe know your loved ones, maybe people around you that have cancer, they need to go through chemotherapy to get through to getting rid of the cancer. Well, I had to get chemotherapy too to reverse my condition, because my body wasn't functioning at all, and everything that they tried didn't work. So that was like a last resort. And mind you, like, you know, I'm saying chemotherapy, chemotherapy, I can see it in your face, like, you guys like, ooh, okay, doesn't sound good. And I had the same expression too. I was scared, but that was my only resort, and I was already, like, you could see, like, in the bottom, I was at my lowest. I couldn't really do much, so I said, okay, you know what, we'll do it, we don't have a choice. So we did the chemotherapy. And it started to work. Actually, it did work, but it was super slow. It was so slow. But it still worked. It was okay. After a while, I started to move a finger. So like, okay, cool, I can move a finger. And after that, I can maybe have 2 or 3 toes that are moving a little bit too. So I'm like, okay, that's great, that's nice, awesome. Like it's like if you see that light at the end of the tunnel. Because remember, like all of that time when I was at the hospital for the first couple of months, nothing was working. Everything they tried, nothing was working. So any little thing that was moving, to me, that's a victory. And I took that time to go through rehabilitation. And in rehab, there's a lot of things that are going on over there. There is physiotherapy, where they're trying to, you know, show you how to, you know, do some motions, because I couldn't move, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do nothing, so I have to relearn everything. I have to relearn how to walk. I have to learn how to walk. Like, I'm a grown man. I have to learn how to walk. Even a toddler, like, could be 2 years old, he's gonna walk better than me, so I have to learn how to walk. I have to learn how to, like, pick up even this pencil. I couldn't pick up this pencil before. This pencil, if I tried to pick up the pencil, my hands was not moving, I couldn't do nothing, so I had to learn to pick up the pencil. I have to learn how to stand still. Because if I get up and I try to stand on my own at that time, I'm just gonna fall on the side. And that happened to me too, by the way. So I tell you, when you're falling down and you can't hold yourself before you fall down, then it's not a good feeling. Like you're falling down and you can't do nothing about it, that sucks. Not a good feeling at all. So I had to learn all of that stuff. Just like if I was a toddler, like a kid. But I did it. I still learned. I even have a video here, just to show you an example. This is me in rehabilitation. And also, you see I'm wearing splints because I have to hold my foot because I'm gonna fall down.
Yes, it is uptime.
Yeah, those are splints sometimes, exactly. And I'm there walking, and I'm taking my time like an elder person. But that's the only way I can walk. And I'm moving slow and slow. But like this is so much better than sitting on a chair all day and not doing nothing. And being dependent on everybody. So, and again, like I didn't got a car accident. I didn't got a car accident, nothing. It's just, you know, I got a condition. And by the way, my condition, still to this day, we still don't know how I got it. I have no idea. I did a bunch of blood tests. I think they even sent my blood somewhere like in the States, in California or something, and they still couldn't find out what I have. So they told me that what I have, condition, 1% out of 100,000 catches it. So, you know, so it's like if I hit the lottery, but in reverse. So it's not the good lottery, it's like okay, well, here you got this condition, there you go, you're lucky. You know, so, yeah. Luckily, it's not hereditary, you know, and it's not contagious, so at least there's that, that's great. And now, like you can see, I'm trying to sit down, and even there I have trouble sitting down. How do I sit down? I don't know how to sit down. I haven't done that in a long time. Now, I need two persons to help me sit down. So that's what I learned in rehabilitation. Before I continue, anybody has any questions?
No.
Nothing at all? Yes?
Is when your legs
Je peux me dire en français aussi.
oh, comme, est-ce que ça faisait fait comme au dentiste quand on t'enfle, genre tu sens plus rien.
Quand t'es gelé.
C'est genre gelé.
Quand t'es gelé?
Ouais, est-ce que ça faisait la même affaire sur tes jambes?
Bonne question. À cause que mes nerfs ne fonctionnent pas, j'ai pas de sensation. Alors, tu peux être là, puis tu peux me frapper, je sens rien. Ou je sens presque rien, mais les bobos restent encore là. Alors, si j'ai un bobo, je peux pas le savoir. Je sens quelque chose. Alors, par rapport aux jambes, je sentais minimum, comme vraiment pas grand-chose. Un peu comme au dentiste. C'est extrêmement dangereux. Alors, si, disons, je m'accroche quelque part, puis j'ai un bleu, puis je peux regarder, puis je suis comme, oh, j'ai un bleu, ok, je savais pas. Puis c'est comme, ok, mais faut traiter ça comme au PC, là, parce que ça peut s'empirer, tu sais. Yes.
Peux-tu me permettre de raconter une anecdote? Je sais pas si ça te dérange pas, non?
Ah, vas-y.
Mike, à un moment donné, quand il avait enfin pu retourner à la maison, il était assis dehors, puis ça donnait qu'il y avait beaucoup de fourmis cette journée-là.
Ah,
Il s'était comme endormi dehors sur une chaise. Nous, quand on est allé le voir, là, il était rempli de fourmis, mais lui, il les avait pas sentis. Mais là, imagine, tu te réveilles, là, t'es plein de fourmis, là, mais t'as même pas tout ce qu'il faut pour les enlever. Là.
Ouais.
Imaginez-vous, là. Si c'est juste niaiseux, lui, il prenait du soleil, tu sais, dans un anti de gazebo, assis bien tranquille. Et tu sais, nous, on a une petite fourmi, puis ça nous aide bien, on est comme, voyons. Mais de lui, il y en avait genre des centaines sur lui. Tu sais, nous, tant qu'on n'est pas allé le voir, on l'a pas vu, puis même chose pour lui. Parce que là, je pense que ça te dérange pas que j'aille.
Non, mais.
Ça me donne une idée à quel point
Ouais.
les sensations sont erronées, là. Ça marche pas.
Non, mais ça me rappelle ce flashback-là, merci de m'en rappeler, mais c'est vrai. Non, mais c'est vrai, it's true, because I see it and I'm like, after that I'm freaking out and I'm like, okay, well, I have to take it off, but I can't take it off. I can't swat it properly, so it's there, and it feels like, you know, like watching a horror movie and you're like, you can't do nothing about it, and you're like, oh man, I hope he's gonna get away, but no, he's not gonna get away because he's gonna call all his friends and he's gonna be like, hey, come on over here. And then after one becomes 3, becomes 5, and you're like, I hope someone sees me and take all the ants off there, you know, so yeah, that's real stuff, guys. Yes?
Est-ce qu'il y aura une période de questions qu'on pourra poser des questions sur toi à la fin?
Ah oui, bien sûr, tu peux poser à la fin, pendant le tu poses n'importe quand, il n'y a pas de problème.
Bah, tu mets à la fin.
Mais t'avais-tu une question maintenant ou?
Bah non, mais je peux la faire à la fin.
À la fin? Ok, c'est bon, il n'y a pas de problème. So, c'est ça, c'est ça, puis ici, mais je commence à marcher un petit peu mieux avec le temps. Alors là, je marche un peu plus rapidement. Puis, when I do this, it's like I'm doing exercise, basically. So, I'm in rehabilitation. Eventually I have to leave, but I have to get my functions rolling. So I have to, even if I'm not in rehabilitation, when I do it like after, in the evening, in the morning, whenever I have some free time, because I want to move, I want to get active, I want to get back on my feet, I don't want to, je ne peux pas m'apitoyer sur mon sort. You know, if that makes any sense. So I'm being filmed and I'm walking in the corridor and, you know, practicing. During rehabilitation, by the way, I was doing physiotherapy, occupational therapy, also speech therapy. Because another thing, I couldn't speak also at that time. So you hear me talking, you guys listen to everything that I'm saying. But the nerves, again, the nerves everywhere in your body. You got nerves in your lips, your nose, your tongue, your throat. There's nerves everywhere. So if they're not working, I get to be talking. That's how I was talking. I couldn't move my lips. I couldn't do nothing. So they couldn't understand what I was saying. It was very hard. Yes.
I have a question about when you're learning to speak, for example. Do you have to relearn how to speak, or is it just, je peux le dire en français, mais est-ce que c'est juste en dormance, est-ce que c'est juste engourdi, puis là tu faut réveiller ces connexions-là, ou tu dois refaire des nouvelles connexions?
C'est une bonne question.
T'apprends-tu à parler différemment de quand tu étais petit, peut-être? On s'en rappelle pas, mais...
Non, ouais, non, c'est...
Tout est à refaire, finalement.
En fait, moi dans ma tête, quand que je parlais, je comprenais qu'est-ce que je disais, le monde évidemment il comprenait pas, alors il fallait que je apprenne comment utiliser bien ma langue et les lèvres, comment prononcer certains mots. surtout en français.
Ok.
Alors, il fallait que j'ai la peine comme plus dans cet aspect-là. Ouais, l'articulation. Puis même des fois qu'ils m'ont enregistré puis ils me faisaient écouter qu'est-ce que je disais, puis je suis comme, OK, je me comprends même pas. Puis je me rends compte que, OK, je suis là tout le long, puis personne ne me comprenait. Puis tout le monde faisait, ah oui, ah. Je suis comme, ah. C'est comme, ouais, mais c'est comme, c'est comme, OK, qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'on fasse? On t'a compris avec le temps, tu sais, mais c'est ça, j'ai dû tout apprendre de cette manière-là. Alors, all the little words that you guys are using normally, well, again, like a toddler, like a kid, at the read, all that stuff, put the muscles back again, and like you said, c'était dormant, so like I had to wake them up and use them, and then eventually I was able to speak properly. I also had another therapy that was very important. Of all of those therapists, they're all important, by the way, but the most important was the neuropsychologist or neurotherapy, because I was messed up in my head. Like, you guys saw the picture before. You guys see I was before and I was after on the chair. That messed you up. I was in a bad situation. Now, it would be one thing if you're born with it, but I wasn't born with it. You know, I was good before, and then after that, I became what I became. So it messed up my head, it messed up my brain. So I had to go and see the therapist to help me out to get through that situation. And it helped me build more resilience to go through all of that ordeal. Because this is not easy. We take it for granted once you have it, but I tell you this, guys, when you lose it, you don't take it for granted anymore. Like, you take for you an example. Let's say you see you have your legs, you're moving. Let's say if we take the function off of your legs for a week, how would you be able to function? No, right? Well, you see, and that's the same answer I would have too, because it's like, no, like I have my legs, they're working. Like I got my hands, they're functioning. You cannot imagine not having a body part functioning. But now you imagine like all of your body parts doesn't function at the same time. You know, so it messes up with your mind. So having a therapist helped me a whole lot. This is me again, striking a pose, just because. Like this is me. Look at all this beautiful food. This looks good, eh?
Not sure what it is though.
Me neither. They told me this is the food for the day. No spice, no flavor, very plain. But that's all I can eat. You know, this is not your mama's food. I can tell you that. When you see me, I got my splints on. I'm eating and I'm learning how to eat again because now I have to learn how to eat all by myself. I don't have a grown adult feeding me food all the time. So I'm learning to take the fork, to go in the, whatever that is, like mashed potatoes, I think. So I'm learning how to eat mashed potato, how to properly eat. Because I couldn't, another thing, I couldn't eat that food, solid food for a while. Because again, my throat wasn't working well. Again, paralyzed. The nerves was very dysfunctional. So when you swallow, you know, we have two holes. One for the air, one to inhale food and water. Mm-hmm. Well, if that's not functioning well and I'm eating food and it goes into the wrong hole, the one for the air, that's not good. That could cause pneumonia or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the food going in the wrong hole, that's not good at all. So they told me, okay, well, you know what? We can't give you this food to eat. We're gonna eat puree like you started in the beginning. I can at least enjoy solid food at that time, but now I'm feeling better so I can eat more solid food, thankfully. Puree is not good, guys, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna show you exactly what I was wearing, well, what I'm wearing now. These are the hand splints that I was wearing. So my wrist was super weak, and I needed this to hold my wrist, because if not, my wrist is gonna fall like that, and that's not good. Especially something's moving and my wrist is falling and it falls into something that's moving, that's gonna mess up my hand. So I needed that absolutely, and also to eat my food, to hold heavy objects or stuff like that. So if you want, you can take this and just pass it around just so everybody can see. Don't worry, this one is clean, so I make sure to clean it before. Like you can see, it's rigid and solid, so that's what I need to, so I'll be able to hold my wrist. And this is what I'm wearing for my feet. Yeah. This is what we call a tibia splint. I'm also wearing it right now. I need to wear that. If I don't wear that, then I can have a lot of trouble moving around and I can fall down. So this is basically me. This is my identity now. This is part of me. This costs a lot of money too. So thank the government for covering this for me, because it would have been really difficult and really challenging for me. So you could take this and take a look at it and pass it around. You can also hit it a little bit too, it's okay. It's still under warranty. Did you guys have any questions before I continue? About the splints or about me trying to eat some potatoes or anything? Yeah.
I have a question. Maybe you were going to talk about it later, but when you left the hospital after 9 months, did you still have professionals helping you, like des gens qui vous donnaient un soutien par après, ou c'était comme bye?
That's a good question. When I left the hospital after 9 months, like 9 long months, I still was going through rehabilitation. So all the specialists, physiotherapy, occupational therapist, kinesiologist now. I was going through treatments also, and that lasted an additional 2 years, 2.5 years from home. But by the way, another thing, during when I was at rehabilitation, after I left the hospital, I left in December 2019. Do you guys remember what happened in March 2020? COVID, yay! So I was starting to get better. Then after that, I watch the news and I see everything shut down. So even rehabilitation, they were like, okay, well, you know what, we gotta shut down for now. And I'm like I started to feel a little better, like I'm feeling motivated, and I'm like, oh, man. Okay, I can't swear here, but F me, so thank you. Like, I can't even catch a break. Oh, I was so mad. But finally, it winded up being good for me, because during rehabilitation, nobody was going, because everybody was scared. So there was a lot of room for people to come. Like, there was a lot of empty spaces in the schedule. So they told me, okay, well, do you want to come in like an additional day, or twice a day or something, because we're here and we don't have nothing to do. So I'm like, yes, I'll come every day. In the beginning I was doing every single day, but I was too ambitious. I got tired too quick, and then we fixed it up so I could go on a regular basis more, but not all the time, because I need to rest, because I'm still weak. And I was doing a lot of rigorous rehabilitation on anything you can think of. Again, standing up, walking, everything, eating, talking. I did everything just to get back on my feet after 2 years. What hospital did I go? I went to Cité de la Santé in Laval. Then after that, I went to the Neuro in Montreal, which only take care of neurologic situation. Then I went back to Cité de la Santé, and then I went to the rehab center in Laval. So in all, during 9 months, I did 3 hospitals, and I did one hospital, I went there twice. So I did 3 hospitals in total. This is me again doing rehab. That was during the COVID. So I'm here taking these cones, trying to hold the cone, trying to pass it over my head. Everybody here could do it. It's easy. But you see, looking at me, my head is all shiny. I'm sweating. This is a lot of work. But I'm doing it, That's what's important. Being resilient. in the back. And during that time, I'm trying to hold still. Like you see, my legs are moving, I won't stop wobbling. I'm trying to stay in place because my legs are working, everything is working. After this, I took a long nap, by the way. I was tired. I was super tired. So I'm squatting, I'm doing everything. This is another video of me. Like now I got a little better, so now I'm doing the same exercise that you see the gym. That's the treadmill. Wait, not the Stairmaster. I think it's Stairmaster, yeah. So now I'm doing the Stairmaster. Well, now it's loading, but I was doing the Stairmaster, working out, trying to move. You know, I'm feeling a little better. Now my confidence is building now, because before I was down, now I'm like, okay, I can start to do these things. Even if I'm taking time, I can still do it. You know, I'm like you guys now. Before I wasn't like none of you people, I couldn't do nothing. Now I'm like, okay, I could do this, like, just like you guys could do it. So now it makes me feel better, gives me more confidence. Okay, go ahead, in a while, so I'll move to the next one. At the end of my rehabilitation, they asked me, okay, is this something that you like to try to do that you think you couldn't do before? And I was like, man, I would love to ride a bicycle again, because I love riding the bicycle, but I was paralyzed. I wasn't thinking about riding a bicycle, like, oh, I'm paralyzed. You know, a bicycle is the last thing you're thinking of. So I was able to practice on the bicycle, and it worked out. And you see me here smiling, I'm happy. Didn't thought I was gonna be in this position, but I'm like, okay, this is great, I can ride a bicycle. Very confident, very, very thankful to be doing this. Even after this picture, I actually had to GoFundMe to have an electric bike so I could practice also at home, because even once this is finished, I still have to do rehab at home. Like my rehabilitation always continues, so I was able to fortunately get a bicycle that a lot of people donated, and I was doing bicycle around the neighborhood, and that helped me. It helped, you know, me get my strength back, my functionality back, my motricity back. So, yeah, I started looking at this picture there, and it sort of gave me emotion, because I'm like, man, like I worked really hard to reach this point, and it shows, guys, that sometime in life, you know, you can have hard periods, hard, you know, situations, and sometimes you feel like, you know, like nothing's going well, and you know, you're not motivated, you feel sad, you know, you feel bad and everything, but I'm telling you, like, if I could go through this ordeal, anything that you guys gotta go through, and I'm telling you, you guys are still young, like you can have challenges in your life, like it's inevitable, but just think about being resilient, and know that if you keep your head up and you work hard, no matter the situation, you're gonna end up on the other side and you're gonna feel better for it. And your future self will thank you. Just like in this picture here. Like I'm laughing and I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, I'm very glad that I did this, even if it was hard, it was painful, and you know, I was crying a lot, and I was crying and I couldn't wipe my face, because I was paralyzed, so someone had to wipe it for me. But it didn't matter, I was able to reach this point. And I went back to doing acting again, because I love to do acting, and I was able to land myself a gig, all because I was working hard, and I brought myself to this situation. So I will show you what I was able to do. Maybe you guys remember this commercial. Can I put the volume up?
Oh, you do a point publicity.
Ça, c'est la vraie histoire de Michael Pierre-Charles. Ça m'est arrivé pour vrai. Ça faisait 2 semaines qu'il enterrait le son de son silencieux. Je pensais pas que c'était grave. Mais, finalement, là, notre vie qui venait de mon silencieux, ben, c'était grave. Rendez-vous pas là. Rendez-vous chez toi, S. Et pour vous aider à rouler sans stress, on vous offre jusqu'à 195$ de rabais sur les pneus Goodyear sélectionnés.
You see? You know, that's me in the commercial. And that was me after going through the wheelchair, going through walking on a walker. See all the pictures that you saw of me. I worked myself up to put myself in this position that I never thought I would be able to do, by the way. Like that wasn't at all in my mind to go and do a commercial, but I worked my way back up. And that proves that when you put a lot of work into it, anything is possible. That was possible. I didn't thought that was possible. You guys probably saw the commercial, I'm assuming. It's been off TV for a while, but it was on TV for several years, during the hockey games especially. And when I see that, I'm very thankful. And it shows that, you know, resilience brought me to in this position. So if you need to retain anything today is, again, when you're down, when you're not feeling right, when you know somebody around you that maybe is in a situation like me or similar, first of all, have empathy and, you know, be there for them. And if it happens to you, well, know that that's just a chapter, that's a moment. But if you keep your mind right and you work hard and you're resilient, you, again, are gonna be on the other side and you're gonna thank yourself for it. So be
Ce
resilient.
message est pour vous
Give
aviser que
yourself
la
a thank you.
location se passera à l'intérieur. Merci.
Thank you, guys. I think it's, I know you guys had, I saw some hands raising in the air, so I could answer if you guys want. Yes.
Are you Cameroonais?
If I'm a what?
Are you Cameroonais?
Cameroon. Oh, okay, Cameroon?
Yeah.
No. Actually, mix of Canadian, Asian, Jamaican, a little bit of American too.
You very resemble to soccer player Cameroonais.
Oh, there's so much weather soccer.
Yes,
Oh,
same face.
okay, that's good. I'll be dancing then. Great, thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.